Shahan, I am now in amongst the fact-checking team here, 6 of them beavering away to make sure that everything Cyril Ramaphosa says is correct. And if it's incorrect, why? And how does it compare to promises that he's made before and in the previous year? And I've been looking over your shoulder, and we've got an incredible production line here. Where do you get all the information from?
So it's from a variety of sources. What we always try to do is make sure whatever information we're using, it's the most recent. So we don't want to use outdated information. So we make sure we've got the latest, freshest data. And we also make sure that it's reliable. So we speak to experts. We make sure that the methodology that's been used to gather this information is sound. And then that's what we base it on. And we have a huge database that we update every year for SONA. And every year we just add the latest date and hope that we've covered all our bases.
Kate Wilkinson, your focus now, early childhood development. He said that 700,000 children have gone through the program this year.
Yes, so this is actually the second year that we've seen the President make a blooper really when it comes to the number of children in our early childhood development centres. Last year we saw him say that it was about 1 million. This year he said over 700,000. But when we look at the data, we see that he's really understating the number of children in these facilities.
I mean, what an extraordinary mistake to make, because I should imagine from an investment point of view, from a statement point of view, that we're taking education seriously. It's important.
Absolutely, and what we see is that this is actually a widespread misconception. We see it in many different levels of government. We've actually seen it in the Department of Basic Education itself, and even in large international organizations that track these important metrics. But research from education economists suggests that there are actually a lot more children in these facilities, which is good news. In 2016, there was research conducted by an economist from Stellenbosch University, and he estimated that around 2.4 million children under the age of 8 were in some form of preschool. The latest figures from 2017 from Stats SA put this figure at around 2 million for children under the age of 4, so it'll be much higher if we include children up until the age of 8.
You wonder how you could get something like this so wrong. I mean, you've got it right. Obviously, you guys are top of your game, but where should he look to make sure that he corrects that?
I think the leading academics. So we have researchers, we have education economists who are doing this work and producing these numbers, and this information is circulated. And it's really important that he does get it right for a number of reasons. One, government has to plan and enact policy to look after these children, to make sure there are enough facilities. And if we're underestimating how many there are by more than 50%, there's going to be a problem somewhere along the line. And experts also say that education metrics are actually taken quite seriously by international and global investors. And that's because education is really a cornerstone of a country and its development. And experts worry that if we send out these messages that we don't have enough children in ECD, we're really sending out a signal that we're not committed to education and we're not prioritizing getting kids into the system early.
So, your verdict?
So, unfortunately, for a second year in a row, the President has understated these numbers. But we'll be sending our report to him, and hopefully next year he can get it right, if he wins an election.
Exactly. And I hope he's watching. Kate, thank you very much for that. So, verdict, understated, and we're going to have a lot more on this after the break.